We're here laughing at a wonderful place called Turn the Page Again that Larry Grubler has put together. It's having its 8th anniversary, and it's this bookstore on Bell Boulevard, which we've needed. Our bookstores down in Bay Terrace, all the other ones are closing around, Barnes & Nobles, all of them closing up, but not this one, and for good reason, because Larry has been at the helm of this for 8 years, and I'm loving it. So tell us and tell everybody about what Turn the Page Again is and what you do and how you're doing it.
Great, I will. Let me tell you a little bit about. Sure. Let me tell you a little bit about Transitional Services. We're a not-for-profit mental health agency. We've been around since 1975, and we operate both residential and outpatient services for people who have a psychiatric disability. About 18 years ago, we started an affirmative business in Jamaica, which was a cafe, and which was very successful, and it was very good. The food was wonderful. But our goal in transitional services is to get people to transition to a point in their life where they need less support. They come in where they need a lot of support to a point in their life where they need less. And so I decided, since not a lot of people were transitioning to another level of their life, that we would open up a different type of store. And we are funded by the City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. And I approached them and said, would you go ahead and if we opened up a different type of store, would you go ahead and continue to fund us? And they said yes. Being an avid reader and having a lot of books at home, it seemed to make sense to go ahead and possibly open up a used bookstore. So we opened up Turn the Page Again. And we actually sent out an announcement to all staff as to, we're going to do this. What do you think the name of the store should be? And it was one of the staff that came up with the name. What happens is we have 14 people here at a given time that are trained in working and then transferring those skills out to the community. So people would be here from 6 to 9 months, and then they would go on job interviews or go back to school or go to a volunteer placement out in the community. And it's been extremely successful.
So it's much more than just a bookstore. It's helping people with their lives.
Absolutely. And for the most part, a lot of people have never had the opportunity to work before, which I found very fascinating and not something I was anticipating. Right behind us, there's a little setup for coffee and cake and whatnot that people can purchase. And when we set it up, I didn't realize that you needed a license to actually do something like that. But that worked out well with employment opportunities because you need a certificate from the city to be able to sell that. Each person gets trained in that. So that's another thing that they can put on their resume when they go out to work. And they've been picked up by movie theaters or little cafes or restaurants because they already have the certificate. So it's been fascinating and it's been a great experience. We service about 25 people here every year in the bookstore. Next year, because of city funding, we're going to be servicing about 56, so double the amount. And the training opportunity would be for a shorter amount of time. But we're still going to be pushing people to moving people out to the community for jobs.
So what I'm hearing is the funding isn't necessarily coming from the books; it's coming from other sources, from the city, and any fundraising events kind of thing that you do.
Okay, that's a really good question. So the books are between $1 and $5. So there's only so many books you can sell to support the rent on Bell Boulevard. Let's be real, and that's why we need the funding from the City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene.
We helped you out when you had the dollar sale around Valentine's Day.
That's right.
We posted all these things, $1 book. I came in and bought a whole bunch. It's like for $1. How could it go wrong?
The staff did that here. That's their anniversary sale. So every February, all the books are $1. So you can't go wrong. And you can return it, bring it back, and get credit towards another book. So people do that all the time.
So wait. So you can buy a book, and then go read it, and come back and turn it in and get credit and get another book.
Get another book. Great. It's a great model. Again, our goal is we're never going to make millions of dollars, but the goal is to train people on how to go out and get employment. And that part has been extremely successful, to make people feel really good about themselves, about the type of job that they can interact with people, to learn a skill of how to run a register. All of those pieces are the soft skills that you need to be on employment.
I heard something just a few minutes ago. It sounded great. One of our favorite local politicians. We have wonderful local politicians. Other places can't all claim that, but Bayside can. But one of our favorites, Senator Vella. He's been so helpful to us in so many ways. He helped me when we did the first Fire and Safety Awareness Day Music Festival. He came in and supported us with that. He's supporting us with the Soapbox Derby that we're bringing back to Bayside. But you just mentioned that you had him here, and it did something great with him. So tell us about Senator Ravella being here.
Yeah, I was really very excited about that. I was meeting with Senator Ravella about the funding for the bookstore, and his office is literally catty corner from here. And he didn't realize that the bookstore was here, and said, okay, let's go over now. And literally in the middle of this meeting, he dragged all of his staff over and wrote a wonderful press release about the services that the bookstore office offers. And it was an exciting opportunity, something that was completely unexpected, very spontaneous. The article that he wrote was extremely sincere. Hopefully it'll be published soon in the local papers. It was great. But he definitely saw the utility of having this local store. I want to get back to something you said, just asked a minute ago about the fundraising, because we do fundraising throughout the year, because none of our programs are supported 100% by the city and state contracts. So we have a spring fundraiser coming up at Leonard's. We have the annual gala that we have in October. All of those pieces go ahead and support the programs that we operate, things that the contracts would not support.
At Leonard's.
At Leonard's.
That's fine.
Right in Gregg.
Yeah, that's where we had our school prom. School prom.
Everybody that's around our age has been to bar mitzvahs and weddings forever. But they're a great venue, and
we all know Leonard's.
They've been extremely supportive of our efforts, and we have our holiday party for staff there, and even hold some meetings there throughout the year. They've been great.
All these books that we've just taken a look at. I mean, I love all the titles from every different category you can have. So it's a bookstore, but the transitional services that underlies it. Let everyone know a little bit more of the transitional services. I've just found out that we've just gotten involved with transitional services. Most of the people in this audience know about the fact that we had rescued some homeless people that were down in Fort Totten. It was pretty well publicized. Sean and Janet. Janet has been working with us at Bayside Live TV. She's been doing cameras, she's been doing grip, she's been putting the lights and cameras and everything together for us and tearing them down and working with us. She just got her first credit, and suddenly I'm finding out from the people at Breaking Ground that we're involved with transitional services, getting her transitioned back into a wonderful employment, and I didn't even know we were doing that. But tell everybody what that really is. I don't even know myself. All I knew was we were helping Janet.
Right, and Breaking Ground is a wonderful organization. They specifically help the homeless population. We are familiar with them, and we service a number of their clients in our outpatient program. I think that people tend to forget that 1 in 4 people suffer from a psychiatric disability. Just your neighbors, your people that live on your block. But then there's 11% of the population that suffer from a severe and persistent mental illness. Things like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, all of those pieces. And they need a lot of support to get to the next level of their life. And we have many, many success stories about people coming into us, starting out needing support in a residential program where there are staff available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to a point in their life where they're now living on their own out in the community and maybe visited by staff once a month. They're able to maintain their own apartment. The bookstore is another aspect of it, but we have many other programs. We have clinics, we have mobile outreach, we have behavioral health care. It's really a full-service mental health organization.
Wow.
Making all that work.
If anybody, I mean, that was a lot. I didn't realize you had that broader horizon of work. But so if someone wanted to learn more, where do they go?
They can go onto our website at www.tsiny.org.
TSNY.
TSINY.org. Or they can call my office. They can call me directly at 718-746-6647, extension 7011, and I'll get them to the right person depending on what it is that they're expressing a need for.
This is your 8th anniversary.
This is our 8th anniversary at the bookstore. We've been in the Queens community for 42 years.
42 years.
We service 4,000 people a year.
You've been doing this for 42 years.
Well, considering I started when I was 2, that's not so bad.
Well, God bless you.
Thank you.
Good to get an early start on
absolutely,
this
absolutely.
But this has only been here for a short time.
Right. This store has been here for 8 years, and it's a great community venue. People are using it in the community. In the back, there's a children's section, and you have to break the stigma of mental illness a little bit. And when we started and we opened up the kids section, people said, "What are you doing?" who's going to bring their kids if they know that there's somebody that's, and the community's been great. The staff here, they do bring their kids, and you'll see them from time to time, specifically when there's no school. But the staff here came up with a program that if you have a B or better on your report card, they give you a free book. That was not part of my business model. That's something that they came up with. They do a lot of community service. They had sent books to the servicemen overseas when the war was going on. So they've done a lot of stuff separate and apart from what I had ever planned. They've done an amazing job. They've had story times with the kids from Bayside during all the fairs. And lots of kids show up.
So the thought would be, could we come and do a little live stream of the storytelling?
Absolutely.
Boy, that'd be fun. Well, you can count on seeing that. You can count on seeing that. So listen, this is wonderful. I love what you do. I love how long you've been doing it. 2 years old. It's great. I'm very impressed. So everybody knows where to look and how to find them. TSINY.com. .org. And we're going to be seeing a lot more of Larry and talking more about this and the transitional services that they provide.
And I appreciate that opportunity. If you ever want to follow me around with the camera to see all of our services, I'd love to bring that to the Queens community.
Be careful what you wish for.
No, I really would.
I follow this guy all over because I love what he's doing.
Yeah, and I just, when people see it and they can touch it and they can feel it, and it's great. It's fantastic. So thank you for this opportunity.
My pleasure. Great to meet you.
Pleasure.